What up, guys? It's Grant's Comics here, and today we'll be reviewing Daredevil number 23, right there. Boom. Chip Wazowski, I forget his. Please, Daredevil fans, do not be mad at me. So, this is Daredevil number 23 with awesome cover of Daredevil and Spider Man cover. Now, Daredevil was one of my favorite superheroes as a kid, so I got this mainly because it has two of my favorite childhood superheroes, Spider Man and Daredevil, on the cover, and also because Spider Man is on in the story. So basically, this whole uh, issue is about, like, I guess in the previous issue Daredevil was on trial or something because he committed a crime and he did turn himself in. But in this issue they're trying to figure out how they're gonna what they're gonna do in trial. So Foggy, who is the best friend and like the attorney of Daredevil, and Foggy is basically the best friend of Matt Murdock and a lawyer. So Foggy is going to wants to help Daredevil because Daredevil is going to trial and not Matt Murdock. So Matt is going as Daredevil and going to trial, but as he does this, there is like people who are like works for Matt Murdock, who works in um, the laws, the judges, and the jury, from Hell's Kitchen. They're trying to, as they're setting up a date for Daredevil to come to court, he just like talks to the audience. He talks to himself in his mind, but the audience, can read what he's thinking. And at that point, the first person he meets is Elektra, and he's like not in a good mood. In talk to Elektra, but Elektra is trying to help him in her point of view is of what Daredevil should try to do at court. So he just tries to soak it in for a while and stuff like that. So he's like, okay, I'll do whatever you ask. I'll listen to your advice. So he leaves, stuff like that. And there's a panel of Kingpin, and at this point, Kingpin is not the Kingpin at this point, and he's just a normal dude. He is the boss of this gang war, and I think it's in the previous issue. Like I said, I haven't got issue Daredevil 22, so I don't know much. If I ever get previous issues, then maybe I can catch up and stuff like that. But for now, obviously we're reviewing this. So Kingpin is not the Kingpin anymore. He's Wilson Fisk. He's trying to make a plan of how he can make Daredevil guilty. He comes up with these, he has a meeting with these people. Hammerhead's in the meeting. Hammerhead's trying to give his opinion on what he should do, Kingpin should do. Kingpin gets irritated and basically bashes Hammerhead on the table like hard to the point where he's bleeding. And I'll show you the panels right after that. The interior art after that, it's brutal. And so, anyways, after bashing Hammerhead on a table, he hires an Izzy or something. It's maybe I think it's like an older lady, like a senior. So Kingpin asks Izzy, "Hey, you can be the Kingpin of New York for until this trial is over," and she's like honored and stuff like that. So she basically takes the mantle of the Kingpin, while the real Kingpin is just on the side, just watching everything. And as this happens, Daredevil apparently just busts in the door and talks to the Kingpin like, "You're not gonna do shit, buddy, because I have another witness, and his name is Spider-Man." But Spider-Man doesn't show up like in the first meeting of this issue between Daredevil and Wilson Fisk. He kind of stays in the shadow. So Spider-Man basically does like a Batman entrance kind of, and so Spider-Man comes in, and you know as soon as Spider-Man comes down, the Wilson Fisk's gang and Wilson Fisk himself all like get away. They run away basically, and after running away, Spider-Man and Daredevil cleans up, you know, the mess that what happened to everything in the meeting, and they go on top of this building, and Spider-Man basically tells Daredevil about his feelings, how he was supposed to be on trial, but he didn't turn himself in, and you know, so they're basically exchanging like emotional conversation between Daredevil and Spider-Man. You know, Spider-Man and Daredevil were never friends until this point, and you know, Daredevil understands that, and he agrees with Spider-Man that they were never friends until this point. So, anyways, Spider-Man said to Daredevil, "I did something that I never did tell anyone until now, and that is, I I murdered Wolverine," and that's in Spider-Man versus Wolverine #1, which I want to get. So because I want to read of how I want to see Spider-Man kill Wolverine, I guess you can say. And when I read that panel, I was like, wow, I've never in my life that I've liked and been a fan of Spider-Man to a point where I never heard or seen Spider-Man say he killed somebody. So that this issue, when he said that on this issue, that gave me a shock factor right there. So anyways, so he finally convinces Daredevil that what he did was wrong. You know, he should have turned himself in. And after Daredevil and Spider-Man hugs it out, and they just, you know, do their own thing. Well, they they fly together around the city for a bit, and after that, Daredevil comes home and just relaxes, and he has a sense. He senses something, like kind of like a Daredevil sense, as you will, and he ends up seeing Izzy in his room, in his office. So he turns back to Matt Murdock, and at that point, and towards the end, you see Daredevil and Izzy trying to plan out Daredevil's trial. So that's the whole story. So I'll show you guys the cover first. How clean the cover is. So right there, boom, boom. The spine, top, there. So I'm gonna show you the Hammerhead scene, and I'm gonna show you the emotional Spider-Man and Daredevil meeting. Let's see. Let's see where I can find this. Here's the scene where Kingpin bashes Hammerhead. You can see right there, he's all bloody and stuff. Again, hopefully I don't get demonetized for this. And this is where Daredevil crashes in. Let's see. And this is where we meet Spider-Man for this issue to meet up between Spider-Man and Daredevil. That's a cool panel. Let's see. This is where this is where they hug it out. I told you about where Spider-Man tells about his feelings. And I think this panel right here, this panel is where he admits that he killed somebody, and that somebody was Wolverine. Because I guess Daredevil can sense when someone is lying or not. And this is when these two panels is when they just fly together and just relax. And this is when, you know, Daredevil comes home or in his office, and he can sense that somebody is in his office. And it turns out to be one of the lawyers, like I said. So anyways, if you guys like this review, give this a like, subscribe, comment what you guys think of this review. Do you guys like it? What is your opinion on, you know, Daredevil and Spider-Man teaming up, or if they did or not? But like this video, comment down below, share to the comic book community, And make sure, if you guys ain't subscribed to Grant's Comics, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next comic review. Alright.